Hi kids, tonight on Right Turn Garage TV, we're going to attempt to remove the old windshield on the mullet machine. And the reason why is we have all this rust looking stuff way up in here. You see that? The only way to fix that the right way is to remove the windshield. And you know, we're gonna wire wheel it and sand, and you know, if we got a weld to fill in, we're going to. But these third gens are just horrible about doing that. And for the life of me, I don't know why. I don't know. It's just, you know. So the first thing we're going to do is remove these wiper arms. I think. We have to? What do you think? Should we? I'm thinking that we're gonna. Just to go ahead and, because believe it or not, she's got brand new wipers on it. Why? Because I like to party. So first thing you'll need to do is there's a little tiny tab right there-ish. So if you pick up on the wiper blade, take your flathead, hold a camera between your legs and do this, you've got some skill. Because usually they come out a lot easier. What's going on here? It's like you've sat dormant for so many years and just... Okay, well, see how that's sticking out now? That's a good sign. Here in a minute we'll wiggle on that. Give it a little wiggle, get it out of there. And you're going to do the same thing to this one. Pick him up just a wee little bit. Oh, this one's on the inside. So that's gooder. You want to pick it up. Yep. I don't even know if you can see this all the way. There we go. There we go. And see then, that one did what it was done being supposed to. And instead of like really just, well, I think we might disconnect the hose. Are we gonna, what the world? That ain't even, jeez. That's supposed to be connected to a sprayer, but as you can see, it's not. So we're just gonna set him down in the engine bay and tell him to be good. We're gonna do the same thing with this side. In fact, this side actually has the sprayer on it, see that? The good thing is, this one's stuck. So we might have to, I don't know. Pry it back out. So we're hoping that this goes smoothish. You know, that's what we're hoping for. So we're hoping that it goes gooder tonight, because we're hoping we don't crack the windshield. So with a little bit of luck and a hug, hopefully there's a big change, you know. What the world? That thing's too stuck in its home. Well, anyway, price a windshield before you do this, because you may want to say, you know what? I'm good with just trying to sand as close as I can. I mean, actually the window is sealed. So should we just try to remove that seal? And what do you guys think? I did buy all the tools. You know what? Let me get this wiper off of here. I'm gonna give a little wrap with a hammer, or you know what? It might even work if I go right under here, neighbor. Like pa-chow. Like somewhere in, I don't know. I don't want to do anything that's going to cost me some money, you know, because I'd like to keep this still on somewhat of a project. So COVID. So let me see. This is the only part that I don't like. See all that? That's, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's the windshield. I don't know. I don't know if it's sealer. I don't know. So let's just try maybe to nudge this fella out of here. And if it looks good behind that, maybe we'll leave it. So, I'm not really sure how to get a hold of it. Oh, there we go. Apparently you just take your fat fingers, get down in there, just really work it. There. Pull up on him. Now they make a tool for this, I think, but I don't remember seeing it. So we're just gonna, there we go. Oh, that's probably not good, or, oh, she's crusty. All right, well, that's how you do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this seal, you know, bare-handed, and then we'll take a flashlight and look in there. We might end up cutting the windshield out, so give me just a few secs. We'll be done with this, and hopefully it's good. All right. So we went to the Freights of Harbor and picked up some tools. We got this handy dandy thing that's supposed to help us. And we got this too, windshield removal kit. I think this is kind of like a Edward Scissorhands thing, and then I know what this is for. This is for if you have two people. I think this is for if you're, you know, by yourself. And we got these handles, and I picked these ones that look like a telephone just because, you know, they look like a telephone, and it looks like their grips was like more gooder and better and stuff. Now this actually came with 2 bits, which I've already lost one, so I'm gonna try to use this bit. And what this does is you're supposed to like get in between the windshield, like cut out the windshield, right? This is gonna be so good. Maybe, maybe not. But I'll tell you, that seal, there's a lot of crust and rust in there. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the windshield. And we're gonna hope that we don't crack it. That's the #1 goal right now. Well, we're gonna start at the bottom. And we're just gonna like do this. And hope we don't see like a up the windshield. Because that would like not be gooder. So we're gonna do that because that feels right. And the only thing I know for sure, I've done windshields whenever I was real young, is that they sit on these little stoppers. So that's, you know, that's good. I know that part. So that's got to be a plus somewhere. And then we're just going to do this. And maybe, hopefully, it's got this handle so you can like really, like if you're real good at it and you're real comfortable, you slide that under there. But I'm like, I'm not real comfortable with it yet. But I think you're supposed to be able to like really get up under it and like go all the way around and use this handle as a pull. At least that's what the picture showed. So let me see if I can wedge this in somewhere without cracking this thing, and we're gonna go for it. All right, give me a few. So I figured it out in 2 seconds. I did start down here at the bottom. I'm pulling it up this way, and I'm pulling with this hand and just trying to keep this one steady. That way so we just don't gouge the windshield. So I'm trying to keep this upright, pull it, you know, with this hand this way. But I can't record it and pull it because, yeah, maybe a little. I don't know. Hold on. I want to try to show you guys what I think is the right method. But try to keep this hand straight. And I ain't gonna lie, maybe it's because it's like 30 something years old, but this sucker cuts like butter. Now I don't know how well it takes a curve. I'm hearing crap hit the floor though. So something tells me that we're actually like moving some stuff. All right. Well, Guys and gals, I hope you saw that. I really couldn't see if you could see me, seeing you see it. But we went around the curve with it. So I'm just going to continue to pull straight across, keep this handle straight as can be, and we're going to make our way down that way and come across. And hopefully, I don't know, I'm thinking about taking this long flat tool, maybe, or maybe even the suction cups and going to see if it'll lift off after that. It sounds like a good idea, right? Wish me luck. Just, yeah. So we end up going like around the windshield and all, and then we got down here and we kind of did a little blooper, you know. Hopefully that guy just stays where he's at. And then we kind of threaded this through the windshield up here where we had went with this thing. And we're just kind of like using it like, you know, them old time saws that you see one pull and one push and all that. You can actually somewhat do it by yourself. You just have to have a convertible and like lay all over it. Let me show you. All right, so something like this-ish. And you might want to wear gloves because it's like really piano wiry. I think that's even what they call this stuff, is piano wire. But you just work it back and forth, and that cuts right through that seal. So easy. Another thing you may want to do is pop that plastic out of there. As you can see, that daggone wiper's still in the way. I'm not even going to worry about it right now. I also took the top part of the dash off because I like to party, and that thing doesn't. So I think there was like 7 or 8 screws underneath, you know, like right there and there, and there are like 7 or 8 of them underneath there, and then there's 4 Phillips head screws in the front. See where I'm pointing? Right there-ish. How about right? See one right? Where in the world is there, 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 and there? And yeah, I know what you're thinking. That dash didn't look that bad in the car. It doesn't. And you know why? Because I got on the Evil Bay and I got one of these. Yes, it's dusty, but it fits over absolutely perfect. So, and it saved me only like $500. So I think that was like 75 or 80 bucks. You have a 3rd gen, more than likely the dash is crap on it. If you have a 4th gen, they have the exact same thing, not that carpet 70s looking stuff, but an actual plastic dash that fits on it. You can glue it down, and it looks a lot more gooder. So anyway, hopefully I don't have any more bloopers on this one, because I would kind of like to save this. I want to see if this is part of the seal or part of the windshield where it's separated. If it's part of the seal, that's good. If it's not, that's not gooder at all. So we're going to play it by ear. We're going to lay it on the seahorses. I know they're called sawhorses. I'm just saying. Seahorses sound funnier. So we're going to lay the windshield on that, clean it up, and we're going to have to find a place to get that seal. The one that like pushes in all around, because I don't have one. And that one's darn sure not going back in because it's crusty. She's OG original. So anyway, I'm going to get some gloves, try to cut out the rest of this with my T-Rex arms, and wish me luck on that as well. By the way, I probably could have gotten this a lot easier by myself if this didn't have happened. Yep. See all that? That's just magical goodness right there. There was like 3 or 4 zip ties holding that together from the Freights of Harbor, and I cut them. And it went 7 different ways. So I got out what I thought I needed, and then I just hit the old delete button. So word of the wise, I don't know what to do on that part. I'm going to keep it because it's going to be good for cutting out the back windshield and the 69, because it's not so bad here, but here's just right there. But that's another story. All right, wish me luck. I'm gonna come across the front, seesaw it back and forth, hopefully, and hopefully we still got a good windshield. So give me a few minutes, I'll show you what that looks like. These suction cups though, these things seem to be the business. Just like hand wipe your windshield down, stick them suckers on, and they stick so good they made these tabs. It's like, hey, time to quit, buddy. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to work, and we'll see what we got here in a few. Well, believe it or not, we've went like all the way around the windshield, and this bugger is still, she's real good, she's stuck in there. So what we're doing is slowly going through and trying to go piece by piece really, really, really easily. And we got so far just so much of it coming loose. Like this whole corner I feel is good. So I'm gonna work my way across the top, and then once I get that, we're gonna work down that side. I believe this whole side, yeah, this whole side is disconnected. So I'm gonna work my way across the top, down that side, and then we're gonna try we're gonna try really, really carefully to get this like out of there without any kind of, you know, but if we do, you know, we tried, and you know, that's all we can do. I might actually end up replacing it anyway, because I think that's actually in the windshield itself, and I don't think there's any way to fix that. Nothing covers that up, so we may actually just end up putting one in it anyway, which they're not super duper expensive. I just didn't want to have to wait on it, and you know, all that good jazz, because we got a whole bunch of insulation to put up like ASAP, and then we got to run a line to our heater from a big tank this time, and you know, just then get some wood on the walls besides, you know, that little bit there and a little bit there. We want to get this sucker finished up before it is super cold out. But anyway, I'm yakking, which has nothing to do with the windshield. So anyway, we're gonna, and then so wish me luck. The cable I was able to stretch though and get, like, I did it from inside the car and outside the car, because I do have the advantage of having a convertible. So if you don't have someone, man, make a friend on Facebook and say, look, you want to help me remove a windshield? They'll probably hit you right up on it and say, man, I've always wanted to do that. Or not, I don't know. Depends on how good a friend they really want to be. So anyway, be back in a few minutes. Well, kids, we got her. I mean, I ain't kidding you. I don't know how, but we got her. We worked it slowly from there to there. And as soon as we got down here, yeah, it cracked. Right there. I had this cracked before because I accidentally took this little contraption and I was trying to cut, and apparently I must have had this at an upward. Don't use this on the bottom. Don't use on the bottom, and keep it flat whenever you're going all around the front. Use your wire cable for the bottom, I promise you. Because if I wouldn't have done that, there's 100% certainty this wouldn't have cracked at all. And you probably can't even see it, but I promise you, the crack, it's just a real thin, goes straight to the top. But it worked out for the better because I was going to replace this windshield anyway, because this is in between the layers. Some sort of factory, hey, I'm cool kind of look thing. But anyway, so next time we'll be cleaning all this up. We're going to be spending quite a bit of time on the windshield because, you know, we don't like rust repair. We don't like doing stuff like that, like more than once ever. And that's going to be a job. So it's great that I did remove it because we obviously have, you know, I don't know how bad it is under here so much. It looks like we got to clean out a little there, but that's not a big deal. So looks like I'm going to be getting a hold of Summit, Jigs, or somebody and getting one of those all-in-one inclusive windshield kits. But for the Harbinese Freight Tools, they did absolutely wonderful. They did what they were supposed to. They actually did cut it out really well. So I cannot complain about the tools one bit. Only the operator error, which was myself. Yeah, that needs a little love. So, good call on that. If you think you should remove your windshield, the only thing you got to do, like I say, make a friend. You know, tell him that you're going to work on a really cool car, and you know, you might even take him on a test drive afterwards or something. But just make a friend. That way, so you got somebody work the other side of that cable in case your car isn't a convertible, or even if it is a convertible. It's going to make it more gooder, you know. So, excuse me. The good thing is, I got to see what kind of speakers these are, and as you can see, they were professionally installed. So that's real good. They're just like magic, sitting there, floating, doing their thing, and they're called Reference. Yeah. So those will get replaced while I'm here. But anyway, kids, we're going to get on the horn, see if we can't get a windshield and stuff in here ASAPers. Maybe clean up the VIN and, you know, make it look gooder again. And I'll show you how I'm going to maybe show you how I'm going to clean around this and, you know, keep this rust away. So until then, thanks for watching, and it's getting a lot better. We're getting real close to doing some real big body repairs, so stay tuned for that, because old Dad's gonna learn a trick or 12. The big old handle things like this, that's another thing that your other friend could use if you have one. I don't. It's not a big deal, whatever. But yeah, so get you 2 of them handles. I think there's like $6 or $7, so it's worth it. And you can do what I do and just push up on the glass, work it all the way around. Do it real gently. This stuff is still sticky. I don't know if this was the factory windshield or not, but I can vouch for it being at least like 2 or 3 years old, and it is still like road tar nasty. For real. So, and don't use gloves. That's just a waste of time. Said no one ever, because that stuff is nasty. I wish I would have used some gloves, rubber gloves, something. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you here next time, along with the mullet machine. We'll see you next time, and if you don't mind, just, you know, hold on, before I say goodbye, just right there with the, hit that old subscribe button, like, comment, whatever. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you next time here on Right Turn Garage TV.